Coach, you guys got two top 25 teams coming this weekend. Utah Valley, which is 23rd, and Seattle, which is 19th. Both games at home. You guys are coming off a big win against at UNLV, another top 25 caliber team. So what's the mindset going into this weekend's games after the big win last weekend?
Well, I think it does two things. Certainly from our perspective, it's fantastic for our team to know as a young group of players that if we work together and focus over 90 minutes, we can achieve just what we did this past weekend, beating a very strong UNLV team who were the conference champions last year. So that's tremendous for us. It rewards us for all our hard work. At the same time, mentally, our mindset needs to be, okay, we're not going to sneak up on anyone now. We've got two very strong teams in Utah Valley and Seattle coming down, and I'm sure they'll be very aware of what we've just achieved, and it'll only sharpen, their game for when they come down to play. So we've got to make sure that we know there is no easy game. No one's going to take us lightly, especially after our performance this past weekend. So we have to make sure we come prepared to play two very tough opponents and, try and bring our best game.
Offensively, what worked for you guys against UNLV that enabled you all to kind of pull away with that one?
I think we were patient, and I think that helped. Certainly having the two games on a Friday and a Sunday, I think we actually did a better job, this weekend of trying to manage the time that players are on the field. It's so tough to try and recover physically in less than 48 hours. So we need to do a good job as coaches in managing the time. If you have a player play a full 90-minute game on Friday, their body's not going to be in position to really give a good level of performance on the Sunday. So I think we managed that better, and I think it helped. It gave us a bit more freshness in the game, and it paid off when we needed it to.
Having two of these games back to back, like you do against Seattle and Utah Valley, how do you mentioned just arranging the players and getting them ready and keeping them fresh. How do you do that when it's consecutive games like this again?
Yeah. Well, certainly we have to have players who can come in and know their role very well and perform that role seamlessly. So even though you remove a player and replace him, the team dynamic doesn't suffer. And I think gradually over time as well, we've got more and more players understanding our team role, and our objectives. And I think that makes it easier to substitute players in, because whenever you substitute a player in, he's got to get into the rhythm of the game, he's got to get into the quick rhythm of his opponent, and sometimes that can be difficult. So I think over the last few weeks, more players within our squad are becoming more familiar with individual roles, and they've been doing a good job.
We've talked before about soccer in the valley and how boosting its profile even more because of just the audience here for it, and now you get being able to bring two top 25 teams here.
Yeah.
What are the expectations? Just what do you think this will do for just forward moving and soccer in the valley?
I think it's fantastic. From our standpoint as a brand new team playing two top 25 ranked teams in the nation, on paper, there's no way we should be able to compete. So for the community here in the valley to come out and see that high level of opponent, I think it's just fantastic. It gives everyone a better sense of what the Division 1 level is like, and also for the young players in the valley, please come on out and watch the game. That's what we need you guys to do, because it will only help in your development. It'll help you see the speed of play up close in person. It'll help you see the strength and the dynamic movement from the players at the Division 1 level. So for us, it's fantastic to bring this level of opponent in. The teams in the WAC are very strong. I think our conference is getting stronger and stronger each year. So it's just a fantastic situation for us to be in. We've got a young team, but every year our aim is to continue to grow and develop and bring in strong players. So we want our local players here in the valley to also grow. That way we can build the kind of program we want.
What has the response been since last weekend's big win against UNLV, and just from either your peers or just coaches or just coming back to the valley and people here? What's the response been?
It's certainly been nice. Internally within the athletic department, I think we have such a great group of coaches. Immediately after the game, I was getting texts and telephone calls from our own colleagues here at UTRGV. That was very nice. Everyone supports each other here, within the university, so that was very pleasing. I've got a lot of friends within the coaching ranks too, and I got some texts, congratulating us on that. Alumni were calling and texting us too. So that makes us feel good. People are very invested in what we're doing. So again, that's the responsibility that we have, is to bring our best game. We share that with our players. It's not just about our own little bubble. It's about a much bigger picture, and the more they understand that, hopefully, the more they'll take on that responsibility and bring their best game. They'll prepare themselves properly and put on a show for the fans, because these are you know, two games that certainly will be a highlight on our schedule each year. You know, Seattle and Utah Valley have done a tremendous job. So I want the local community to come out and support us and help us, you know, hopefully pull out a good result against both these teams.